Welcome to Drunk Cooking with Earl. I'll be turning the music off in a moment. Thanks for Craft Fear for sending me a whole bunch of music to listen to. I'm liking it a lot. Let's get started with some malt liquor, and this is going to be actually cooking with Earl, of course, drunk cooking with Earl. But how not to be a sucky old person, or why I like young people, and why I want to marry somebody less than half my age. Malt liquor. Actually, I don't know how old Amanda is, really. Seems young, though. All right, let's start with putting in some chicken broth. The recipe called for 1 cup. I'm going to put 2 cups in. Someone said that all the vegetables I bought were going to go bad. And actually, I don't know if you saw that. Like some of those broccolis, they were kind of like the color was changing a little bit. I'm just gonna cook them for like 4 hours. That'll solve that. All right, now I'll tell you why old people end up sucking. They forget what it's like to be young. Because the thing is, when we're younger, we have things happen to us that are challenging, overwhelming, sometimes detrimental, sometimes very detrimental. But young people, unlike older folks, have this sense of, I will survive this. I will conquer. I will escape and start anew. I will start fresh. Actually, I know like a lot of young people that I'm like, how's your job going? They're like, oh man, it sucks. My boss accused me of stealing from the till. Then he counted the till and found out they just hadn't tallied up all the receipts. There's still some people that hadn't paid yet. And so he's like, all right, well, just keep an eye on it. And he's like, I quit. I'm like, dude, you quit without getting another job lined up? He's like, I'll get another job. I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, you will, actually. I'm not even, as an older man, especially an older man with responsibilities, and I waited to most of my responsibilities until I found a company I could trust. But I was like, yeah, man, that whole fuck you, I'll be able to do better than this kind of young person's mentality. Old people sometimes lose that like crazy. Young people like to do stuff. They like to join. They like to be a part of things. Older people you ever I don't know what your experience with older folks or being an older folk, but I bet you don't do half the stuff that you used to do as a younger person. You in your 20s, I bet you do half what you in your 20s used to do. And not just as a difference in what you do. Sure, you're not going out skiing or skating or mountain bike riding or things like that. But what did you replace that with? As you're like, well, I don't want to take a dive anymore on the mountain or anything like that, or out mountain biking. So I gave it up. Well, you gave it up, but what then did you replace that with? Younger people just keep adding more and more hobbies, man. They want to do everything. They're like, what are winter hobbies? What are fall hobbies? What are spring hobbies? What are summer hobbies? And then how could I do twice as much? Malt liquor. And the thing is, when you're younger, you don't have the opportunity to fill a shed full of camping gear and inner tubes and your winter gear, your skis, your snowshoes, your snowboard. You've got less resources, but you rent or you do all these different things or you borrow. Young people don't accept limitations, and old people fucking limit themselves like crazy. Old people limit themselves not just by reality, but old people tend to limit themselves by their fears. Their fears keep their dreams prisoner. And a young person that they don't know what something's going to be like actually have a certain kind of attraction to that. I don't know what that's going to be like. I'm going to go find out. And a few bad experiences just makes a younger person like, I'm going to do it different, you know. An older person, sometimes they get, well, that went wrong with me a couple times, so now I just don't do that ever at all. Oh, I'm gonna throw some seasoning in there. So someone pointed out, like, my 40s and 10, the people that have come over have been younger folks. And that's kind of why, you know, like, you explain, well, what do you do? What are you gonna do, Earl? Like, oh, we're gonna drink 40 alcohol in 10 minutes, and then upload that to YouTube. The young guy's like, yeah, okay, but don't post it to Facebook, or don't use my name, or something like, or I'm going to be off camera. You're like, they're being a little reasonable with it, except for a couple of those guys. They're a little extra crazy. God bless them. The older crowd, there's like, no, because I got to go home, and I'm supposed to do this, and I got to do that, and like, I don't know, I got to get up early and take care. There's just like the tone of voice and everything like that. Just the weight on their shoulders, and life's no fun. There's things I have to do, and it might just be like, well, maybe they don't want to go out drinking or something like that. But it's across the board. It's across the board, my friends. Like I go out when I go out to the Delta, sometimes dog walk, and you'll see the people who come with me and get filmed out there tend to be the younger, and that's when we're out on the islands because we have to swim out there. I go out there like with some of the older folks I know. I meet them out there. We walk around a little bit. I'm like, hey, you want to swim over to that island? They're like, does it get deep? You know, they're like, say it's shallow. No matter what the first thing they're like, I don't know. I didn't really bring anything to change into. I'm like, dude, it's like really hot out. By the time you get back to your car, you'll be dry. Well, these shoes are like, you know, malt liquor. What else should I put in there? Should I put in hot sauce? This hot sauce, I pried off the top. Here's the other thing about young people and old people. Like, I pried off the top because I'm like, why do I not want to have control over how much hot sauce I have? And everyone wants to limit that. That's the thing, is a limiter, right? You know, so you can't get crazy with it. But I've had a couple young people over, and I'm like, the first person, I didn't say anything about it. They just upended the hot sauce bottle, and just 3/4 of the hot sauce comes out on popcorn. We ate it. Like, that's the other thing too. It's like, well, fuck it. Sorry, but I wasted your hot sauce, but I'm not gonna let your popcorn go to waste. Oh, they're like, I need more to drink. And then the second time it happened, I'm like, hey, I gotta warn you, don't you waste my hot sauce, because I tore the little plug out of it. And hot sauce everywhere. So I got to get a hot sauce for company and a hot sauce for me, because evidently at my ripe old age, evidently I can pour hot sauce right. I'm seeing tons of spices. Actually, I might just throw a bunch of spices in there. Actually, I might even pour some. I bought some beer for later. I might even pour some of that in there. So yeah, when someone's like, "Hey man, what are you doing wanting to marry Amanda? She's so young." I'm like, young enough to be full of life, possibilities, intelligence, capability, and also tools for a greater ability to attain more, based on the fact that I am now, at 47, capable of being a firm support, a launching pad, so to speak, with my beautiful, beautiful child bride as the space shuttle. Yeah, look at all these great spices up here. Garlic salt. Oh, I might put some Worcestershire. Unwrap the flavor. Some oregano. I might even put a cod liver oil thing in there, because it's Norwegian. There's stuff back here that I forgot I had. Taco sauce. Alright, well anyway. So I'm saying, don't act like an old person, old people. And encourage friendships with the youth. And learn from them, and embody their spirit, and add your experience and intelligence on top of that. I'm not saying young people aren't intelligent. I'm saying, though, that they haven't experienced a huge amount of life, and thus they don't have the massive tool chest of coping skills and problem-solving skills and experience that leads you around repetitive problems to success, just because they haven't experienced those problems, or they haven't experienced them as many times as the older folks might have. You know, I got a crock pot recipe book up there. I'm going to actually go look. I'm going to start this up. I'm going to finish this malt liquor. I'm going to play some Fallout 4. I might go out and shred the half pipe after this. I don't know. Because I looked at that half pipe, man. That half pipe sucks. Malt liquor.